So after owning this for so long, I finally decided I would watch Legion of Superheroes, the next movie in the Tomorrowverse of animated movies. If you don't know what the Tomorrowverse is, it's basically the continuity that's been established from the animated movies of Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Justice Society, World War II, the Batman, The Long Halloween two-parter movie, Green Lantern, Beware My Power, and this movie. They all have established a shared continuity together. So this was the next movie in the timeline. So finally sat down and watched it. What do I think? So the basic premise of this movie introduces Supergirl into the continuity. We start off with Argo City. It's the day Krypton died, and her mother sends her into the ship, and then she gets lost and comes around the long way around. Eventually, we show she's already Supergirl, but she's breaking. It's the normal stuff. You're reckless. You're breaking buildings. You don't care about the people. So Superman decides, well, I might have a solution to this. He takes out a time bubble, which isn't the actual time bubble from the comics. It's a different one, but for this movie, it's like a ball. He throws it in the air, boom, a portal to the future opens, and he's like, "This is Earth in the future. You can train here." And that's what happens. Then we have Supergirl training with the Legionnaires, while a mysterious plot of a cult like thing called the Dark Circle is going around. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie. So overall, to not spoil, because I don't want to spoil, I might spoil some stuff. But I don't want to spoil like too big of stuff, because you can just go out and buy this on your own. The plot of the movie and the way it goes, it's very simple stuff we've seen in other movies before. But again, it's not bad. Just because I've seen this in like 5 movies before, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Sometimes, like they said, they're tropes and they're done formulas because they work. That's why they're there. So that is the formula with this one, which is the new student in the superhero class trying to find their way and all that type of stuff. Think of kind of like Sky High, you know? And then there's the plot of Supergirl having her quote-unquote rival in Brainiac 5, which, if any of you know anything about Brainiac 5 and Supergirl, you know how that ends up. There is a couple other Legionnaires in there, like a Triplicate Girl, who I was happy to see. Race swapped, of course. There was also the race swapped Lightning Lad statue as well. Don't I noticed this? Don't think I don't. Mon-El was there as a Legionnaire. We had Bouncing Boy, who was a trainee for some reason, who I'm like, I thought you should be a big Legionnaire, but I guess not. A lot of the other big Legionnaires, like Saturn Girl, and like I said before, Lightning Lad, they were all off doing their own thing. The Legion was off doing a mission, apparently. So, that is the movie. That's your plot of the movie. And then, of course, like I told you, it's Supergirl trying to fit into the Legion Academy, and then there's the plot with the evil Dark Circle group. The character-wise, I felt Supergirl at times very annoying, but at times I can understand where she's coming from. Brainiac 5, they do a good job of balancing the fact that he is a clone of a machine, but he's also organic himself, and he's his own person. So they did a good job with that. Superman, for the brief bit he's in, is great. Batman, for the brief bit he's in, is great. It's nice to hear Jensen Ackles and Darren Criss back as Batman and Superman. I like their portrayals, and they'll be back later on, of course, as I get further on. The Flash made a little cameo in this as well. So for the bits they're in, great. Love them. And then, without giving too much away, that's all I can really get into. A lot of the other Legionnaires, they're fine. None of them are really annoying. They all do their part. As for the main villain, it is a surprise, so I can't give that away. He's cool. His voice is a bit deeper than I would have expected for him, but he's a fine villain, and I do like the horror aspect they did with him, where they kind of made him like look like a Frankenstein monster thing. That was good. And the way he's defeated, oh, that's yeah. They did the whole we're gonna show the shadow thing as he dies because we can't actually show him dying. Um, but yeah, so overall the movie's fine. Nothing mind blowing. It is better than Green Lantern Beware My Power, which if you have heard my review of that, you know how I hated that thing that they did do, by the way, just like in Beware My Power. There is the surprise, hey, you thought this guy was a good guy, but he's actually the twist villain. And they did that again, which okay, but I'm not as mad this time because the person they did it with is not as egregious of a threat as it's not egregious of turning this guy to a bad guy as it was like in Green Lantern, where they turned Hal Jordan into the villain. For God's sakes. So I give this movie 6.5 out of 10. It's just a fine movie. Nothing mind-blowing, but nothing bad. It's if you're gonna watch the movie, it's fine. That's all it is. You're gonna come out of it just going, yeah, that was good, and then you put it on the shelf and don't really think about it for the rest of the day. As for the post-credit scene, which is teasing the next movie, which is going to be called Justice League War World, which comes out in summertime, around July, I think is our best bet. July, which will see Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in War World with Mongul and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. They teased it. Of course, we're finally going to see this version of Wonder Woman, because the Wonder Woman we saw before was an alternate reality Wonder Woman. So we'll get to see this version of Wonder Woman. She's voiced by the same actress, so I don't know if they're going to keep that Spanish accent she had. I kind of hope they don't, and she just has a regular voice. But who knows? Who knows? But that's my review of Legion of Superheroes. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you haven't, go see it. I would, well, give it a try if you want. But I would also recommend, if you watch it, maybe watch the other movies first.